Hi, everybody. This is Jeremiah from Take the Ring and doing my first channel update in a while and give everybody a second to get their coffee and get settled in. Um, so I'm probably going to do this like last time. I'll probably pull this video down, probably pull this video down here in a little while, and I'll edit it, like tighten it up, and then put it up online later tonight or tomorrow. But the main reason I'm doing the video is because if you haven't seen on Twitter or Facebook or on YouTube, episode 4 is, well, it's almost done, but it will premiere a week from tonight. So a week from tonight on October 24th. At the same time, episode 4 will be up. It is titled episode 4, The Town of Twin Peaks. So the first episode was The Ring. The second one was Philip Jeffries. The third one is Laura Palmer. And now I'm doing a more or less comprehensive view of the town as a whole. So I don't want to give too much away. I normally don't give out the titles. I normally don't give out the titles till they premiere, but I figured it's been a long time. So anyway, let's see. So episode 4, The Town of Twin Peaks, it is going to be around 27 minutes long. So I appreciate everybody's patience. You're probably getting, so it's kind of like you're getting like 2 episodes because it's almost a half an hour long. And I'm covering a ton of characters. I'm not covering every single character and I'm not covering every single thing that's in Twin Peaks, but I'm trying to, it's going to be kind of kind of like the Laura thing. It's like if you're doing a Twin Peaks show, you gotta do a Laura episode. So I'm gonna do this one's covering a lot of characters. I don't want to give too much away, but so 1 week from tonight at the same time, episode 4, The Town of Twin Peaks will premiere, and let's see. Oh, so I don't know when because I'm still tweaking it. So I'm only going to be on here for about 20 minutes. I'm still tweaking it and finishing up some animations and stuff, which has taken the longest. It's been the hardest part. But as soon as it's 100% done and uploaded, I will send out a link to everybody. So, because I want to do a premiere. And that's the first time I've done it. I might screw it up, whatever. I don't care. But send out a link and we'll have hopefully by Tuesday or Wednesday I'll have a link, and then you can go there and set up for the premiere. And I haven't done a premiere before, but I believe you can do you can live chat during the premiere. So I'm gonna try to be in the live chat too. Maybe I'm not sure. I've never done it before, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see, got about 15 people watching. That's cool. Nick Coleman says, Jesus, it's been a minute. Yeah, that's true. So I guess we'll just take a minute real quick to thank everybody. I've been basically radio silent on this channel for 6 months or something, like a long time. And but we keep getting subscribers. That means people are watching the videos, or you guys are rewatching stuff and sharing it with people. And I really appreciate it. We've been getting like steady traffic and decent amount of views. And I've said it several times before, but I really want to do these right and do them the way that I want to do them. And, so I'm putting a lot of time and effort into the writing and the graphics and the animations. And if I'm talking about a specific character or a specific thing, I'm trying to, give you guys the best clips. People that maybe aren't super familiar with Twin Peaks, try to like find those memorable clips and those memorable moments. And, so doing my best. That's why these take so long. I really hope the next episode won't take another year. I am, I will say this took a lot of work for throughout the year. Um, but I think looking back, I can tell you it's because of the amount of characters that I'm covering, the amount of stuff that I'm covering. Um, this is all part of my larger concept. So I could have broken this into, and my wife said, why don't you release like 5 minutes now, 10 minutes later, another to like break it up. But I have a bigger kind of picture in mind here. So this is the Town of Twin Peaks episode. And moving forward, we're going to get back into like simpler subjects and more of the lore and stuff. So my original idea for this channel or this podcast or whatever, the original idea was to do um, just the lore. I mean, that's the stuff I like all of Twin Peaks, okay, but like what really I really like since I was young was like the Ring and Bob and the Red Room and the Owl Cave and that kind of stuff. So but as I was writing and doing these episodes, it's like, well, you probably better, you got to do a Laura episode. This is kind of all about Laura in a way, right? So, and then this one's like, okay, cool. So I'm going to do if you remember my last live chat from back in like April, I was like, yeah, this is all written. It's ready to go. And in my mind, it was written. I basically wrote it over uh, uh, Christmas break. And last Christmas, and it basically was written and ready to go. And as I was putting it together, it's like okay, I'm going to do this real quick, kind of like gloss over all the characters. So we're we just mentioned this guy, I mentioned this lady, and the double R, and this and that, and but as I was writing again, it's like this needs to be good. Like this needs to be worth watching. I mean, a lot of these characters are great characters. A lot of the stuff does tie into the like the lore and the mystery and like what's what all the weird stuff. So anyway, it was written, and then I rewrote it, and then I rewrote it again, and then I did an edit, and then I added a bunch of stuff, and then it got like way too big, and I had to hack a bunch of stuff away just to get it to where it's kind of like manageable and doesn't waste y'all's time. But so there will be some stuff that is not in the episode. Some of y'all may watch it and go, "Oh, well, what about this? Why wasn't this in there?" Because I'm probably going to mention it somewhere else. Okay, so I might as well just say it. So Major Briggs is not in this because down the road I have it planned. I have a Major Briggs episode that's going to talk about him and Project Blue Book and the secret history, being the archivist and all that stuff. So there, spoiler alert, Major Briggs isn't in this episode. But all right, I'll read some comments real quick. Danielle says hi. Bruno says great, that's all I needed. Bye. Looking forward to episode 4. Will you do an episode on the Black Lodge, White Lodge? Yep, I am. Don't know when. I mean, I know when it is in kind of like my grander thing. That might be a little bit down the road, but yeah, of course, Black Lodge. Say hi to my sister. So something else. So the good news is that since the channel's been doing so well, because I've been working on this other stuff, but the channel's still been growing and people have been subscribing, and I'm now monetized and we have super chat. So maybe in this next week, I'm going to try to plug the super chat, which again, I've never done that. But it's, you can send me like donate to the channel through YouTube chat. So I'm going to be pushing that. I don't want to keep harping on it, but I do have a Patreon. Part of the reason this took so long is I got a new job and a new career, and I work in a different part of town, and it's kind of changed a bunch of stuff. I'm not able to have the kind of access to equipment that I had. So I recorded the VO, and I had a lot of this done um, when I had access to certain stuff at my old job that I don't have so much at my new job. Um, so I got a new computer, and that was a big process. So that kind of put the video on hold for a while. Um, and but I still need a microphone, and there's some software that I want to get. So if anybody wants to, you can visit patreon.com/take the ring 430. Um, and yeah, I would appreciate it. And if anyone wants to super chat, that's awesome too. And I'll stop talking about money. And let's see. Super Gackner says, I found your channel a few weeks ago. Your takes are the most comprehensive I've come across. I appreciate your quality over quantity. Keep it up. Thank you very much. That's the goal. Say Melusine Forever says, was worried there wouldn't be any more. Yeah. No, I'm going to keep doing this stuff. For sure. It's just, well, now that I got a computer, and now I'm kind of working on my home setup and some different stuff. Like, hopefully this won't take as long to get another one done. But it was multiple things. It was like a new job, new career. I took, my wife and I went up to Snoqualmie for a week before I started the new job. And some other like side projects and different things keep popping up, so I'd have to take like a week and go do that and whatever. But I've been working on this, like Photoshop, graphics, all that stuff, like a little bit every day for like a year. So let's see. Team up with Lynch. Wow. Yeah, I love that guy. Adam of Grayskull says team up with Lynch. Wow. I don't know him. I messaged him like a year ago when I found his channel. And was just like, oh, I love your videos, and he said thanks. So I mean, I don't know what we would team up on. I don't know if he does live chats or anything like that. I don't know. But yeah, he's awesome. So everybody check out Lynch Wow's YouTube channel. His stuff is I think he's super funny too. I don't know if funny is the right word, but it's super entertaining. I love the way he talks. I love how he kind of like breaks things down. It's great. Danielle Coleman says, don't sweat, don't swear. Am I sweating? I don't think so. Oh, well. Strange Disturbance says, hopefully it'll be the Inland Empire of Twin Peaks videos. I don't know about that. It'll be, my only thing is like, maybe it's too long. I think you guys will like it, but it's long. Like, it's a half hour. It's a lot of stuff. But like I said, I was trying to cover like the humans, right? The humans in Twin Peaks. So after this, I can get back to more of the mythology kind of stuff. But it was good. I ended up, I mean, I didn't like sit down and rewatch the whole thing, but in the process of editing and just randomly like cleaning the house, like turning on the TV. So I got to sit down and revisit the original show, like all the way through, almost like twice, all like watching the whole original series, probably twice all the way through, I would say, as I was pulling clips and stuff. So like I said, wife and I went to Snoqualmie. So I spent a few days in the Twin Peaks area, and I revisited the old show, and I reconnected with a lot of people, reached out to a lot of people to help with this episode too, in certain ways. So, yeah, it was really nice. I don't know if you guys want to make some comments on the original series, but yeah, it was nice because I've been kind of like living in the rewatching The Return and theorizing about season 3, and The Ring is in The Return and Fire Walk with Me primarily, and Philip Jeffries is in The Return and Fire Walk with Me primarily, and Laura is not in the original show other than like being referenced, or and Maddie, of course, Maddie Ferguson, but so this was like an opportunity to like really revisit the original show, and I mean, I've seen it 100 times anyway, but like it was just cool because it was all around the same time I went up there and visited there, so I did the locations and stuff. So speaking of that, so like maybe the next thing that comes from this channel won't necessarily be a new episode. I've got a little tour diary, I guess, put together, being put together. So we visited Snoqualmie North Bend area, and I just took a little camera and shot a whole bunch of video of certain locations and stuff, and didn't get to everything, but saw a decent amount of locations. And I'm going to put together a little, I don't know, probably a little 5-minute tour diary. I'm also planning on another Talk About Judy video, and it's kind of like my episodes. I've got kind of a concept or a plan, like is what I want to cover. But I might do a little short kind of an addendum. So it's now that it's been 2 years since the original show, or 2 years since the return, and it's been 1 year since my Talk About Judy theory video, the Arbok theory video. I've revisited some stuff. I've got some different ideas. There's tons of comments, and people have questions and things they don't like about it. And then there's the whole kind of like meta critique to season 3, which is what I think most people kind of I don't know the word. I think more people gravitate towards kind of the Lynchian kind of meta critique. So I want to revisit my Talk About Judy video now that I have time. Now that I have time to kind of like, when the original Talk About Judy video was only 10 minutes long, I only had 10 minutes. There was like, I had all these kind of like observations, and there was the Arbok theory that I really liked, and I kind of like put them all together. And but so now there's some stuff that I would kind of change. I want to explain more about his theory. Like his theory specifically says, I think this is what maybe Mark Frost kind of had in mind, not so much the David Lynch kind of like dream within a dream or We Are the Dreamer type stuff. So I want to clarify some stuff. There's some other stuff in his theory that make a lot more sense with some other things. Anyway, yeah, so I want to do another Talk About Judy video. I'm going to do this tour diary thing. I've got another little short, kind of funny, kind of like that Just James video that I did. So it may be a while before like another episode comes out, but I've got more content coming, and now that I got a new computer and hopefully going to get a microphone and some other stuff here soon. Yeah, so that's the plan as far as the channel goes. And let's look at some comments here. Greetings from Ireland. That's Adam of Grayskull. That's cool. I didn't know you're from Ireland. Say Melazine Forever says, this is kind of specific, but do you have a take on why Cooper's face was superimposed over the frame the moment that he sees Naito at the end of the return, or do you think we'll cover it in a video? That falls into kind of like the David Lynch, like the dream within a dream critique, right? So that final sequence is kind of like the Wizard of Oz. There's actually some shots in the sheriff's office that kind of match up sort of to the Wizard of Oz. So like some people think that is the moment where, the Cooper's evil side is defeated and he becomes whole again. And that is him, his like spirit or mind or whatever that's still kind of trapped in the lodge, kind of like real, like everything's kind of like come together. And he's realizing, like, some people think all of season 3 is a dream. Some people think that it's that it's a spiritual journey, and Dougie and Mr. C are, the two halves of him. And when they are reconciled at the end in the sheriff's office, that's kind of like a realization moment. And the superimposed face of Cooper is his realization moment, like, or he becomes whole again, or he realizes that he's dreaming. And because then moving forward, right, that's when he actually comes out of the Black Lodge, arguably for the first time, right? So, I do want to do a talk about Judy video. There's a bunch of kind of like meta critique stuff where it's like, this is all a dream, or this is a spiritual journey, or there's no real narrative. It's all subjective. It's all interpretive. Like, so, down the road, that's where my talk about Judy videos are going to go, is to kind of like get into some other ways of looking at the whole thing. But hope that answers your question. Strange Disturbance says, I may have missed it. The upcoming video, what's it centered around? It is the town of Twin Peaks. So I am doing my best to cover the town, the setting of Twin Peaks, kind of as a whole, and primarily in the original series. So I think there's 2 shots that I use from Fire Walk with Me, and there's like maybe one or two tiny subtle visual references to the return, but everything else, all the video clips are from the original series, from the 1990 series. Everything's from the 1990 series except for a couple little things, and of course the Secret History. So the Secret History gives tons. Mark Frost's Secret History book gives tons of background to where he believes a lot of these characters came from. So I do reference Secret History quite a bit. So it's basically the Secret History and the original series trying to cover the whole town, or at least like the key players of the town. How does this town work? What's the history of the town? Who are the big players of the town? There's some mystery stuff. I worked in some backstories and some kind of theory stuff in there. If you guys remember my Laura video, I break down like the missing diary pages and how each version of Twin Peaks, there's a different number of missing pages. And so I do some geeky stuff in there as well. So it's kind of summing up the characters and some geeky stuff that you guys will like as well. Strange Disturbance says, some people think the new season negatively impacted the old series, but for me, if anything, it has given them even more distinction and depth. It added a whole new dimension to everything. I agree, that's true. Does anyone, Purple Mango Gaming says, does anyone think there's a connection when Garland says Judy Garland? I mean, that's kind of a bigger conversation. Oh, you're from Brazil. Awesome. Purple Mango Gaming is from Brazil. My wife is from Brazil as well. So the Judy Garland thing, I don't believe Judy was a thing in the original series. I don't even really think the idea of Judy as it is in season 3 is what it was in Fire Walk with Me. However, Judy Garland, the fact that Sarah Palmer has always been spooky, the fact that there was something always going wrong with Sarah, the fact that she saw the white horse, the fact that in the final episode, she's in the double R with Major Briggs, and she starts talking the speak from the Black Lodge. So we don't know if that's Wyndham Earl talking through her. We don't know who or what is talking through her. I think when they sat down and wrote season 3, they said, okay, this is going to be kind of like Fire Walk with Me in Leland. We're going to go back and like, what's going on with Sarah Palmer? Because I mean, that stuff is set up like in the pilot, I believe, or first, second episode, that something's not quite right with Laura's mom. And they never really went anywhere with it except like that final episode. So I don't think that when they did the whatever episode 29, 28, or 27, or whenever Major Briggs says Judy Garland, I don't think they were like, oh, like we got this all planned out. However, it is interesting and it kind of fits into the whole Judy thing. Adam of Grayskull says in season 3, someone should edit the scenes with all the people, the town, and Twin Peaks would make an hour and a half movie. I agree, and I don't know how I'm going to show you guys without getting nailed on copyright, but one of my little when I need to play around and do some editing and stuff, my goal for fun, I don't know if I'll ever show anybody, but I want to cut all the Twin Peaks stuff out of season 3 and recut it as like half-hour episodes or like an hour and a half movie or something. Like I even thought about recutting it with the intro and the outros, and I don't know. We'll see. But I think if season 3 were to be pulled apart and you've got like Dougie is kind of your, I don't know, like AMC cable wacky comedy type thing, and then you've got your FBI after Mr. C is kind of your like dark cop FBI, Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway type thing, and then the Twin Peaks stuff. If it was removed and separated on its own, I think would work pretty well. I mean, yeah, Cooper's not there, and that's kind of all part of it. And I don't know how well. I mean, who knows? But that's what I'm trying to find out. Is like, does the show Twin Peaks pulled out of season 3? Would it work and feel like the old one? I even thought about cutting old music to the new stuff for fun, just to see if that would work. I don't know. So let's see. Yes, it's the white cat lodge behind me. Exactly. That's for my cat. Let's see. I once cut Lost into hour-long episodes, the entire series in chronological order. Huh, that's cool. Okay, well, it's already been about a half hour, so I am going to start to wrap this up. If anybody's got any more comments or questions, I'll just recap real quick. So the new episode 4, Take the Ring, episode 4 is the town of Twin Peaks, and it'll premiere 1 week from tonight on this channel. You can always go to takethering.com, which will take you right to the YouTube channel. I don't really have a website yet, but and we're covering a bunch of characters. It's going to be 27 minutes long. Tons of music, tons of graphics, references to Secret History. We hit the original series super hard, tons and tons of clips and footage from the original show. Also, I don't know if I want to give this away or not, but I might as well. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but there's a gentleman by the name of Josh Howard who did some awesome Twin Peaks kind of comic book style art, and he's an independent comic book artist, and he's fantastic. And I approached him about doing some original stuff. So it's one thing that over the year of me putting this together, I got to collaborate with Josh Howard. So episode 4 will have some original artwork by Josh Howard, and I'm not going to say anything else about that, but that was really great too. It was a long distance just through email and stuff like that, but it was really great to collaborate with him. So thank you, Josh. I also want to say thanks to Scott Ryan and John Thorne of the Blue Rose magazine. Scott and I have had a good dialogue for the last couple years. He's been really great to talk to and introduce me to some people and different things. And but I really needed some help with something, and Scott introduced me to John. If you guys don't know who John Thorne is, he's the authority on almost all this stuff. He had a fan magazine called Wrapped in Plastic for God, it ran through the '90s at least. I mean, it was a while. I don't know how many episodes, but he wrote. There's a best of Wrapped in Plastic book. He been around the block. Let's just put it that way. And so I got introduced to John Thorne through Scott Ryan, and he answered some questions for me, and he's been super helpful. So that's been wonderful as well. Also, this episode is going to have a citation from Twin Peaks Archive. So speaking of, OG Twin Peaks people that have been around for years and years and years. So I got introduced to the guy that runs Twin Peaks Archive, and he was incredibly helpful as well. So there's I don't know how to say it, like a theory or an idea that that I was trying to work out and try to figure out where this idea came from. And I traced it back to him. It was a blog post that he did a while back, maybe 10 years ago, even. I can't remember. But I contacted him to get permission, like, hey, I want to use your idea in this, mention your idea in the video. And he's been incredibly gracious as well. So this has been a crazy, crazy year for me, really crazy. And but like I said, I got to collaborate with Josh Howard. I got to meet John Thorne online and Twin Peaks Archive, and so they are getting a special thanks in the video as well. Let's see. So once again, takethering.com is the YouTube channel. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at takethering430 is my handle. So you should be able to find me there. And Patreon is patreon.com/takethering430. And let's see if there's any more comments, and I will get heading out here. Sorry, somebody wrote something in Portuguese and I don't speak it. But hey, so like I said, my main focus is trying to just get videos done and get them up. But I would like to do subtitles. I know that we've got some Brazilian following and some people in France and in Europe, and I would love to get everything closed captioned. I mean, I'd love to get everything captioned and have different language options. And people ask me that sometimes, and that's the plan. I just got to find time to do it. And but I really, really appreciate people from other countries and other languages watching this stuff. It's pretty incredible, and I will do my best at some point to get things captioned in English and French and Portuguese is probably where I'm going to start. But thanks again for watching. Let's see. John Thorne is the Twin Peaks OG. That is correct. Yeah, that's true. Your videos are amazing. Thank you very much. Calbuto McFarland says, can't wait, man. You have excellent content. I hope you keep it going. Maybe at some point crossover discussions with other Twin Peaks familiar channels. Yeah. So I wouldn't say frequently. Last, like, 8, 10 months ago, I was on. Yeah, so Linda Evans just said I've done videos with Obnoxious and Anonymous. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check out Obnoxious and Anonymous on YouTube. So last, like, Christmas, like December, January, he and I sat down and we did, and you can find links. You can find those clips. They're linked from his channel, but we did like three sit down sessions of just he and I talking about Twin Peaks and just like the original show, Fire Walk with Me, and The Return, and other David Lynch stuff. And I mean, they're 2-3 hours a piece. I mean, there's almost 10 hours of he and I deep diving into Twin Peaks. So definitely check out Obnoxious and Anonymous. And I'm not very, it sounds silly. I don't know if this is accurate. I would say I'm not very, like, internet savvy. Like, I just do this stuff to make videos and put them online. I don't really like doing live chats and stuff. I like it. I like interacting with people. It's just I don't know all the ins and outs. So I want to do, if you watch Obnoxious and Anonymous and some other channels, there's cool, like, interfaces where you can invite people over and have split screens and talk to people, and you can post the chat and you can do all this stuff. And I just haven't had the time. I haven't figured that out yet. And I've been spending all my time making this video, the new episode. So I haven't had the need, right? I haven't had the need to get a new interface and all that stuff because I haven't gone live in probably 6 or 8 months or something. So yeah. So yeah, check out Obnoxious and Anonymous. Jason Sauer says, "What's up? I'm heading out, buddy. Sorry, gonna have to back it up and watch the whole thing again." But yeah, episode 4 comes out 1 week from tonight. It is the town of Twin Peaks. I will be sharing premiere links on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and posting on here. And thanks again to Josh Howard, who contributed original artwork to the next episode. Thanks again to John Thorne and Scott Ryan of the Blue Rose magazine and Wrapped in Plastic, and being wonderful people. And also Twin Peaks Archive for walking me through some stuff and letting me kind of like cite his work. And so yeah, I hope I don't give too much away. I want a lot of this stuff to be a surprise to everybody. Yeah, the whole damn town. That's the goal. That's the plan. I appreciate everybody commenting. Piero says, "Do you like the Cornpone Flicks channel and videos?" Yes, very much. So let's recap here. Wow Lynch Wow. Definitely watch his videos. I think Cornpone Flicks is hilarious and awesome and super creative. And interestingly enough, like, that's kind of what I originally wanted to do. Like, right after season 3 got over, I made a commitment. I was like, I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to do something. And then it kind of turned into like a video thing. And like, I really wanted to do a kind of a creative thing, like, because he dresses up and he's got different scenes and they move around, and he references stuff and pop culture stuff, and he bounces all over. It's like super creative, hilarious, I think. Some good theories, good insight. Like, so yeah, I love Cornpone Flicks very much. Wow Lynch Wow is great. Check out Obnoxious and Anonymous, and I'm a frequent guest on there. So he's got the whole setup where he can have multiple guests and this and that. So I'm probably on Obnoxious and Anonymous more than I'm on this channel. Like, that's not an understatement. So subscribe to Noxious and Anonymous, and I'm sure I will do a chat with him as soon as this video is done, or as soon as the premiere. So follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or subscribe to this channel. I've started doing community posts. I will send out a link. And yeah, I got to get back to work because I probably have 40 hours of video graphics to make. So, like I said, it's still not done. So I need to get back to work, and it will premiere a week from tonight. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care.